none of us want to be doing what we're doing. We all care about our team. We all care about our staff, but there's nothing we can do. This is a global pandemic. Like nobody could have predicted this, and what it's doing to the economy, what it's doing to small business, and we are a small business. Like most dental offices are a small business.
It's Mark Gillard and Dr. Agatha Bis, UPB Dental Academy, and
Self isolating.
What? Self-isolating. And we're coming to you at a very strange and trying time in our history as human beings, as a country as a whole. And I think, Agatha, our biggest thought is you're self-isolating at home, and I'm self-isolating here. Is a lot of people
are you, by the way? Because you've got like a giant pool and some nice trees behind you. So what's up with that? Self-isolating.
It's a secret location where no corona has existed just yet. I think they call it a virtual background.
Virtual's right.
Virtual is right.
Yeah.
But in all seriousness, right now people are really feeling challenged, and they're looking to the leader, the CEO, the manager for answers. And the thing is, the people that we speak to most are those people.
Yeah.
And how are they handling it? And that's my biggest question. And what's being done with this time? Because, we've had this conversation before where we don't usually have time on our side. And now by default we do. And how are we using that to benefit us when this thing is behind us and when it's over? I'm just curious because your office is closed.
That's the thing. A lot of people are not using this time. A lot of people are just panicking and complaining and freaking out. That's the problem with what's going on right now. So you and I both want to shift that.
And I think that's the key, is because now they say in times you can either ponder or you can plan.
Yeah.
And right now I think this is the ultimate time, especially for people in our industry, to plan.
Yeah. It's time to plan, but it's time to plan. Cheers, since we can't do anything else tonight. It's time to plan for the future and not stress about today. So the reality is that what I'm hearing from a lot of our dentist friends is that everybody's freaking out and saying, oh my God, my business is going to fail. What am I going to do? But the reality is that this is not going to go on forever. We're all going to be back in our offices in, I don't know, a few weeks, hopefully. And then what are you going to do? Are you going to do something different? Or are you going to just do the same old crap that you've been doing that has not been working for the last, 5, 10, 15, 20 years? So I'm using this time to plan all the changes that I'm going to implement, 2, 3, 5, 7 weeks from now. But I do hear a lot of, and I'm sure some people that are like freaking out right now.
Yeah, and that's the thing. A lot of people, it's a real study in human behavior and human nature, is who's freaking out, who's blaming, who's sharing the story of this horror story with each other.
Yeah.
And who's really taking pause to go, how can I make a difference? How do I make this not work for me, but what's good about this, so that when it's over, I can come out ahead of the game.
Yeah.
No, and I think that's where you really shine, is because, in all the conversations we've had and what we shared with our audiences, your whole thing is about strategic planning, knowing what your next step is, and trying to be one step ahead of the curve. And right now, we've been throwing the biggest curveball in pretty much everybody's history.
Yeah, I think so too. And, I remember 2008, and I remember like creating a whole new way of doing business when the market crashed then. And I think this is actually, even though the numbers are not there yet, they're close. I think this is actually worse in some ways because of social media, because of all the stuff that's going on that we're hearing online. And I feel like we have to figure out what we want to achieve in a year, in 2 years, in 3 years as a result of this. So we're all grounded. We're all stuck in our homes, like I am in my daughter's bedroom. And, like, what are you going to do with those 2 weeks or 3 weeks or however long you're closed? Are you going to just sit and, play on Instagram and respond to all the bashing, or are you going to actually build your business? And I'm really excited about the changes that I'm going to implement. I'm like sort of building out my next strategic plan that I'm focused on right now. And, I mean, you know me, and I've always done strategic plans every single year, and they've helped me build my business a ton. But this is different. This, I feel like I have to restructure and change a bunch of stuff in terms of what we do in our office. And I'm spending the next 2 weeks focusing on how I'm going to do that and how I'm going to make it even better. So that's, I think, what dentists should focus on, is how to grow their business moving forward, not just like fall apart in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, and I'm looking at this, and I'm thinking to myself, when we finally get back to the new normal,
Mm-hmm.
our doors are not going to be, they're not going to be lineups outside our doors. So how is it you're planning to scale back? Because you're going to have to scale back, level up, and scale up again to where you were before all this took place. And as much as this has been really hard on a lot of people,
Yeah.
We're laying people off in mass. I've always said it sucks to fire people, but it really hurts to have to let people go and lay them off. But in the
We're
same
not
token,
firing
as we,
people. No one's firing anybody. And I think that's one of the things that I'm seeing online, is that a lot of staff is freaking out and, bashing or complaining about their dentist. But none of us are like firing anybody. None of us are responsible for what's happened. None of us want to be doing what we're doing. We all care about our team. We all care about our staff, but there's nothing we can do. This is a global pandemic. Like, nobody could have predicted this, and what it's doing to the economy, what it's doing to small business. And we are a small business. Like, most dental offices are a small business. We cannot continue to pay our people indefinitely, right? So what's going on is unprecedented. Like, I have never seen something like this in my lifetime when it comes to being a dentist. And this too shall pass. And will you be a strong team player and leader in a few weeks moving forward? Or will you just bash and complain and whine about the time that you've lost, or the money you've lost, or, how you've been treated in the last couple of weeks? So that's kind of where the strong will become stronger and the weak will fall apart.
absolutely. And I don't want to be cliche, but it is what it is. We're in the middle of this, and we've got to see it not to quote anybody we know, but we've got to see it for better than it is, and we've got to make it so. How are you slowly going to evolve your team back to where it needs to be?
So I've been thinking about this for a few days, and it's funny. I always go right back to my basics, right? My strategic plan and my hygiene department. Like, anytime, and I've been through this a couple of times now, where, the market fell apart, economy fell apart, and I always get down to the basics. And I feel like this time is a little different. And I'm going to shift my practice. I'm not going to tell you how yet, because I'll probably release it in about a week or so, but I'm writing my new strategic plan. I'm writing out my new vision. And I feel like this has happened so that we can hone our businesses to become even better. And I actually truly think that as a result of this, I am going to streamline a few more things. I'm going to cut down on a few more things. I'm going to become even more efficient than we've been. I mean, my practice, we've been super efficient in a lot of systems.
Yeah.
This is the time where I'm going to sit down and actually focus on figuring out where we shine and build on that. And then where we're not so great, and eliminate it. So I feel like this is the time to really look at your business, look at the strategic plan of your business, and go, okay, what am I good at? What am I really good at? And then what do I need to cut back on and eliminate? Because that's kind of a waste of money, time, energy, and all that stuff. So I'm actually excited about the next couple of weeks, because it's like we have nothing else to do. So we might as well use it to learn.
Yeah. And this is, like I said, time is precious, and we don't usually have it. And now we've been forced to have it. So how are we going to make it work to our advantage? And a lot of some of the big DSOs have reached out to us, and some of the vendors, to put together a leadership in the times of crisis webinar. And that's something we're working on right now, and something that's going to be delivered to you in the next couple of weeks. And we'll walk you through the steps of how to be a leader in times like this, and how to deal with these crises, and how to come out on top of it. And we look forward to talking to you a little bit further about that in the very near future. Anything you want to say to close out, Dr. Bis?
No, you know what? Just take care of you, take care of your family, but take this time instead of watching, Netflix or, binging on some shows, really focus on where you want your business to be in a year and work that out through a like really good strategic plan. So if you
But until, like Agatha said, like Dr. Bis said, take care of yourselves, take care of the elderly, take care of your families, and we look forward to talking to you soon.